What up, fams? How's everybody doing tonight? Friday night. I've been waiting on this day for a while. But let me tell you how the day started. Crazy shit. So my ride would take me down, do some shopping, get some food. Went through McDonald's, get a couple sausage biscuits, and decided to go, drive through. And I hadn't had smoke yet, so I wanted to get out and have a cigarette while she went through the drive-through and all. And so I took my phone with me, and it's on a tripod, but you can hold them, and kind of resembles the shape of a hatchet. But while I was up there smoking, I even turned the camera on for just in case something happened. It's usually when you don't have the camera on, or but if you remember, take it, and when you almost got it, you just never know. But anyways, I'm walking around through the lot, around and in front of the windows, and I noticed, window number one had a, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. That's how close I was. I could tell that. It was like within 20 feet. And so it gets paid for. I'm about, and as soon as she got done with that window, I walked up and hopped back in the car, got her food, started to pull out of the lot, and right at the exit, there's a new Manchester, I think, new sheriff there, trying to pull in, and my driver was like, well, if you can't turn in there, then he can't drive. He shouldn't be driving. But anyways, it was, I guess, trying to look at me or something. But so we pulled out, and there's a light right there. We're stopped at it, and here he comes up behind us with his blue lights on. I'm like, damn, I ain't had time to put my seatbelt on, really. And so I pulled it on. And then he comes up to the driver's side window, and he looks at me and says, hey, buddy, were you walking around the lot with a hatchet? I just immediately bust out laughing. And so did she, because that's just hilarious and ridiculous. So I reached down, where I had laid my phone down just in front of the seat, and I started thinking, well, I hope you don't think I'm reaching for a gun or something, but I figured it probably did. So I pulled it up and showed him, an Android on a tripod, with the way they mount on there, it can resemble the shape of a hatchet. But man, that's ridiculous, fucking bullshit. Sorry if you can't handle, F-bombs and some cuss words. This channel isn't meant for children anyway. If you can't handle those words, don't watch my stuff. That's fine, because if you can't handle that, you can't handle reality. And, those words are there for a reason. They keep you from going nuts. And they help you relieve and ease your pain. You run your shin or a knee into a coffee table, and because of a storm, it helps you deal with it. Just like weed helps you deal with everything. And but anyways, that's just how the day started. But it's been a great day. I've got my insurance for my truck, and just got my cousin notarized, signed the title, and so I just got to take it down to the clerk's office and go get registered my name. He's gonna take it over the shop and put brakes on, mount the rear view mirror back on, and fix the dimmer switch for the headlights. When you put a new ignition switch in, you got to be real careful about those, putting them back on, because things are in there in just a certain way, and if you don't make sure they're, sitting when you push that steering wheel back on, you know, shit can move, and so something slid down there. Here, you know, take that back off, but I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I could go do a bunch of investigations, and probably gonna meet this girl in Barberville who is also into paranormal investigation and urban exploration. So that's promising. We'll see what happens there. Even if we don't hook up as, you know, dating, well, you know, we can at least be friends. He belongs to a group. But anyways, we'll see. Friday night. I ain't got any weed except, well, a little bit. I had a couple puffs, pulled some top leaves off my plant. It's going to be a beast this fall. It's been growing for 2 months. But, man, I wish I had something to smoke with y'all. Something more than that. I'm trying to get a hold of one of my suppliers. That I don't normally need suppliers, but I didn't really grow last year, or this past year, because, you know, year before last, I got ratted out by somebody who I was giving the best weed to. But, you know, they wanted my pain medication too. You know, that, you know, fronted, and that's, you know, and because I didn't, that wasn't good enough. But oh well. Let's see. Anyways, it's just me, Otis, chilling here. My fire, been eating like a king today. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I've been meaning to do more of these vlog type videos too. Myself on camera, which I had been doing. But that's changing. I'm happier. Getting happy. I'll be able to get out of here. Shit, yeah. And I won't get hit with copyright for this music because it's not by the actual band itself. It's by this dude called the Headband Guy. And he creates some really cool stuff. Mixes of riffs and stuff by Megadeth, Slayer, mixes them up. He's really good at it. It's cool. Goofy guy's got a Santa Claus hat on with a woolly looking, obviously fake Santa Claus beard. It's pretty silly looking. But yeah, I figured out a way I can play my jams without getting a copyright violation. I'm gonna get a better setup so it looks better than this. The camera's up a little bit high the way I got it set up. But let's see. Yeah, we're gonna start being able to pump out some videos now. Urban exploration, rural exploration, of all kinds of stuff. People die everywhere. Their spirits hang out everywhere. They go anywhere they want. They can get anywhere they want almost instantaneously. That's been proven. If you watch Steve Huff, you will know that. That guy has spirit communication down perfect. He just turns on a Wonder Box or, you know, one of those devices, and, you know, he's got down so well. He gets famous people in there, people who, you know, are from anywhere. You know, you concentrate on that, and your loved ones or whoever will come to you, and you can talk to them. I just think they want to do a lot of paranormal investigation by myself. Where I'm at, there's nobody around that I would even really hang out with. There's too many meth addicts and stuff. I'm just done with trying to hang out with people around here. My buddy across the road was not one, but he died unexpectedly. Lost his leg, got out of the hospital. Next day he dies. That's crazy. Good old leg, missing. But I got a nephew, Jason Bowling. That's his channel. Check him out. We're going to do some, collaborate on some stuff. Go out to a place, I think he called it Hell's Church. It's out by Cumberland Falls here in Kentucky. And he said what it was a Satan worshiping church. And the locals around there knew about it, didn't like it. They went and burned it down, and some were inside, so a few died in there. So there's definitely spirits there. And some people think you need all kinds of equipment to investigate a place. No, you are the equipment. Steve Huff will tell you that. You can show things like these devices lighting up and going full scale, spirit boxes and that, but personal recorders can do it. What is that, the SD11 or SD7, something like that? Or I can't remember the name of it right now, but personal recorders, like the best. Normal price on them was something like $20, $30, but since, they discovered those are the best things to, carry in your pocket and catch, them responding on these recorders, people's going crazy selling those things for like $1,000, $3,000. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. That is just absolutely ripping you off. But there's apps for your phone that do work. I bought one called the Spiritus, and it even has visuals. I only paid $13 for it through Google Play. When I turned that on, the first thing I seen when I turned the visuals on was my Uncle Alvy. Uncle Alvy's face. You can't mistake that face either. Good old Uncle Alvy. I think I've seen probably my grandma, grandpa. Spoke to him a little bit, but like I said, I don't even want to sit here and do a whole bunch. So I know they're here. I've got, like a video. My first video of anything like that I called Creepy Bud, because I had a tiny little bit what was left on a plant that I've been curing on the other side of the kitchen, hanging on kite twine, and it would just spin for no reason. There's no breeze, everything closed up. Anyways, I was like, hopefully I can catch that pretty soon. So I did. I woke up, and there it was, spinning. I grabbed the camera, got over there. It was still spinning, not as fast, but it was still spinning back and forth, rotating. And so that's called Creepy Bud. Check it out. Things have moved around here, gotten knocked down, and there's been no reason at all. My grandma died less than 10 feet from where I'm sitting right now, and I was back through there, just outside the living room, and and I stayed just outside the living room because I had this feeling about my grandma. I was like 8, something like that. Sure enough, boom, she went down trying to cook. It was her 50th wedding anniversary while we was here celebrating. I know she's been here. On this video titled, "What is he looking at?" Because Otis kept looking over in front of the door, and I also sensed that you could feel him and almost see what the spirit is looking like, even though it's totally transparent. And you're looking with your eyes, you can see him with your third eye. That's wild stuff. But we're going to do some shit. Damn, like I said, I wish I had something to smoke with y'all. I could if I picked my almost bare plant off some more. I hate picking that. Trying to get a hold of Cousin Daryl to get some smoke. It's Friday. I want to celebrate because my vehicle coming together. Not be stuck here anymore. I'm so happy. I'm going to travel around. You go to my channel, tap my name to get to the description page and read the description. You can find out all I'm about. Subscribe subscribe, like, comment on my videos. I appreciate it. Everything helps, counts. I get 4,000 viewing hours. I can actually start receiving money through YouTube and donations, which I need to be able to do these things the way they need to be done. I want to travel the country doing it, not just houses around in this local area. I want to go to my hometown and my city of birth, and plenty of places around. I have tons of stuff to show you all, where people have died. My best friend, where he committed suicide, and I don't know about getting in the basement, where his little sister then did too, about a week later. When my nephew Stevie was killed in a car, riding with an idiot, and where my, that friend I told you about, friends that committed suicide, their buddy James, who I ran with for years and years after that, tight. Also, his niece, about a year after my nephew, got killed riding with somebody. It was an accident, but she was drinking and drove her into a tree probably over 100 miles an hour, probably 110, 120 by it, considering what happened to the passenger, Amy. Let's see, endless places, endless things and the guy, a bastard that shot my niece in the face, killed her. The husband did. So it was murder-suicide. She just published a book, and called The Inclines of Cincinnati by Melissa McNabb. I knew shit was going to happen, but when I should have reached over and grabbed her and said, "Don't go," I couldn't move. It's weird how that works. As soon as she was gone, in her car and headed up the street, I was able to move again. I told my little brother, we need to go. We need to go get up there. I would have been able to hop in my car and would have, but 2 days before that, the freaking timing belt in this Toyota Camry Deluxe snaps. Belt. Real cars use chains. They don't just snap. They're like 3-4 times wider than a motorcycle chain. The most they do is stretch. They can what you call jump timing, but that happened. That's hard to do. But because of that, my niece was murdered. And then the asshole, excuse me, shot himself on top of her. So, laid up in that house all weekend long with that asshole on top of her. Melissa was my closest niece. We had always grown up close, like best buddies. Let's see. And I know, other places where, up by where my nephew David, or my buddy David, committed suicide. There's a place called the Incinerator. It's got a smokestack. It's a tall, narrow one. It had a ladder rungs built into it, so you could climb up it if you had the deck on nerve. But some guy committed suicide by leaping off of it, or I think down into it, actually, and landed in the basement of that incinerator building. Place, Ludlow Fire Department used to go practice. They'd start fires and practice putting them out in this place. It's right by a train trestle over Sleepy Hollow Road. A lot has happened on that, and on those tracks right there in that area and on that trestle. There was something my sister seen. There was 2 buddies that were on the front end of a train engine and one day, bet the other one that he could jump from the front end of one train to the oncoming train. Well, he didn't make it, and he got cut in half. Well, my sister was going up Sleepy Hollow Road when in the upper part of his body hit the road, and looked right at her and started dragging himself with his hands toward him, but then collapsed and died. I know where lots of stuff has happened. I wish I could have, would have thought if have smartphones or cameras and YouTube even back in the times I was growing up, man, I would have been YouTube famous a long, long time ago. But because I was a wild child. I'm still naturally, wild. I get to feeling good. I get excited, and I'm still that wild child at heart. True Aquarius. Danger. It's exciting. When I'm out in the woods in the middle of the night, some people are like, "Oh, it's dangerous. There could be somebody dangerous out there." Well, I'm not, insane, but I'm the one that's dangerous. I'm the baddest. I ain't never been taken, and I will not be. As hardcore as they come. Ask my nephews. They know. My little brother knows. He's got something coming too. But anyways, off the violence and subjects. Well, I've been sitting at this house. Well, not sitting. Stuck here in this area for the last 3 years. I am done. I can't wait. I want to go to see my new grandniece in South Florida. Do some investigations down there on the way there, and then on the way and at these places, all these places I want to visit. You'll find that I'm different from others. Kind of, you should get that clue from my channel name, Intense 420. There's be weed involved. I wish I had been recording this. It happened to me a couple weeks ago, sitting right here. It was either Valentine's Day or the next day, my birthday. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting good and stoned today. And using this hammer. The letter's been worn off. Smoking some Fire OG. I was like, I'm going to get good and stoned today. And on like the third hit, I hadn't taken really a good rush hit, just a couple small ones, because I didn't want to immediately cough it back out and waste the smoke. But on that like third, maybe fourth hit, like, all right, we're going to hit hard. Hit it hard this time. I'm going to get that rush that makes everything okay. That awesome rush. Well, anyways, I hit it. I didn't even feel it coming. I hit it and bam! No, like black circle or anything. Just hit it and next, bam! I was waking up, hitting this floor right here. Hurt my knee. It swelled out. My jaw hurt. My hip here hurt. It's still a little bit sore right there. I just touched and found out. I think right in here. My arm, shoulder. Yeah, so I dropped instantly, and so I hit hard. My head hit this big ashtray that was on a cardboard box. Man. I wish I had been recording that. I'm sure that would have got some views. Well, let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and well, might go 5 more minutes. Just, figure out something to talk about. I know, apparently y'all can tell I love metal, but I love lots of music. Just some kind of stuff I'm not so much into, like a lot of rap, but there's a lot I do like. I like Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Juvenile, 400 Degrees. I was like one of the first people to go grab DVD, grab Dre 2001. I didn't even know who they were, but at Circuit City, it's like in Florence, I was like, that Dr. Dre, that looks cool. And I pulled it out, and that was Reef Relief on it. I was like, Juvenile, 400 Degrees. I grabbed that. That looks cool too. So I got those two. I also had, PlayStation. I think it was, 2. I was like, come back for a, look for a totally cool game. And I don't, just like with the CDs, I have thousands of them. Out of thousands of games, I was drawn and grabbed this one certain game called Siphon Filter, and it turned out to be a big freaking deal. Man, I played all again. Defeated them all several times. But it's super cool, and I want to do it again and play some other stuff. Oh, another guitar. I had a guitar, but a little brother costed me that and a bunch of my stuff after my mom died. And money. He thinks he's going to get away with it by hiding in South Florida. Well, surprise, I know where you're at. I'm coming. Let's see. We'll go 3 more minutes. Otis is just chilling over there in his bed on the chair behind the camera. Out here. Well. Yeah, so there's just right there in the spot where I was telling you about where, those people died around that train trestle and the incinerator. Right there at the east end of that trestle, there's a tunnel, cave,